Are you thinking about opening a business? Are you thinking about opening a corporate business instead of a sole proprietorship or partnership? If you answered yes to both of these questions, then this video is for you. Welcome to the YouTube channel of MCO Law Office. I am your lady lawyer, Attorney Maria Cecilia Oliva, CPA. In this video, I will give you some reminders before you put up your corporate business here in the Philippines. But before we proceed with this video, please subscribe to my channel and like and share my video to help me grow my community. So without further delay, let us start the discussion. Before we go into the details of this discussion, I want to set this parameter. I will only cover domestic corporations with at least 60% Filipino ownership. So that if you intend to put up a foreign corporation here in the Philippines, this is not the video for you. Now, the first thing that I want to remind you before you put up a corporate business here in the Philippines is capitalization. That sounds obvious, but I don't mean capitalization to help you support the operations of your corporation within the next few months or years. I'm talking about capitalization as required by law in order for you to successfully register that same corporation here in the Philippines. Okay. Like for example, if you want to put up a pawn shop here in the Philippines, you are required to have at least 100,000 pesos as capital. Right? Now, if after doing research, you have discovered that there is no law which actually requires you to have minimum capitalization for your business, then how much do you need in order to successfully register your corporation before the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC? Currently, you can now successfully register a corporate business before the Securities and Exchange Commission if you have at least 5,000 pesos paid up capital. Another thing that I want to remind you of is that you need to be conscious about nationality requirements for your business. Okay? Because there are some companies or businesses that are required by law to maintain a certain percentage of Filipino ownership. Like for example, broadcasting companies are required to be 100% Filipino owned. Now, another thing that you need to prepare before putting up a corporate business here in the Philippines is the principal place of business. Okay? Now, when I say preparing the principal place of business for your corporation, I don't refer or I don't mean having the office space or office building ready for occupancy, having it refurbished. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, you need to be able to provide the Securities and Exchange Commission with the exact address where you intend to put up your corporate business. Okay, it may be anywhere here in the Philippines. Now, some of you might think, I want to put up a corporate business, however, I am not yet decided where I want to put up this business. Okay, so what address am I supposed to provide the Securities and Exchange Commission? Now, some would actually do this. Okay, instead of stressing themselves out for not having yet rented out a specific place for their corporate business, the incorporators would agree among themselves and say, okay, why not put as principal place of business for the corporation your residential address, and then once we have found that perfect location for our business, then we will proceed to change the address of our business. That's perfectly allowed. Okay? So again, let me stress, that's perfectly allowed. However, if you decide to go that route, be prepared to have your articles of incorporation amended, specifically in order to reflect the change of principal place of business. Okay? And of course, whenever you have to amend your articles of incorporation, then you need to prepare certain documents to submit before the SEC. Alright? Once you start the registration process before the Securities and Exchange Commission, it will not ask you to furnish them a copy of the contract of lease or the title to the land where you intend to put up your business. I am not saying that you should not have those documents prepared. Okay? Another thing that I want you to consider before you open your corporate business is to hire a legal counsel. Now, when I say hire a legal counsel, I don't mean hiring a lawyer on a full-time basis, most especially if budget is your concern. Why? Because there is such a thing as retainer agreement. Okay? Now, what is this retainer agreement? This is a contract or agreement between the lawyer and the client, where in exchange for a fee, the lawyer will give unlimited legal advice to the client. But of course, that is the most basic service that may be covered by a retainer agreement. And no, I will not disclose in this video how much is the retainer fee, because this engagement will vary from lawyer to lawyer and from place to place. Okay? Now, there are certain cities like Cebu and Davao City where their IBP local chapters have adopted a schedule of fees. So if you happen to belong in these localities, then you are in luck because you can easily search the internet for that schedule of professional fees or legal fees. Okay? And wherever you go, the lawyer or the lawyers will give you a uniform minimum amount. Okay? But here in Metro Manila, there is no such thing as schedule of legal fees. So if you are here in Metro Manila, expect that the retainer fee will vary from lawyer to lawyer. Bonus reminder: before you put up any business, whether that's sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation, you should think about the internal controls of the business. Okay? And when I say internal controls, I don't only talk or mean putting up CCTVs all over the premises. No, it's more than that. Okay? Now, let me give you an example of an internal control. Whoever is in charge of receiving cash is not allowed to record cash transactions in the books of account. Because if you allow that person to accept cash and record cash transactions in the books of account, then you are giving that person enough opportunity to steal cash from the business. Okay? And you know, cash is the most valuable asset of all businesses. Okay? Now, in the event that you are not really business savvy, you don't have much business knowledge, then I highly suggest that you hire a professional who will assist or help you in setting up or designing an internal control plan for your business. Now, I have a few suggestions. Okay? My first suggestion is a certified public accountant who has experience in internal audit. Okay? Now, if you cannot afford a certified public accountant, then if you know somebody who has a background on business administration, then maybe you can tap that person to help you design your internal control plan or system. Okay. Of course, we also have those professionals with masters in business administration. You can also tap them. Now that concludes our discussion for today. Is there anything that you would like to add to this video? Feel free to state them in the comments section below. Once again, I am Attorney Maria Cecilia Oliva, CPA of MCO Law Office, and I am now signing out.